Welcome back to Blood Moon, Rise of Chen, Episode 5. Viewer discretion is advised. The warehouse emptied slowly, but the tension did not leave with the crowd. Kai remained standing in the center of the cracked concrete floor long after the champions were carried away. The scent of sweat, blood, and burned metal lingered in the air, thick and electric. Elder Ming approached quietly from behind. "You have changed the balance tonight," Ming said. Kai flexed his fingers slowly, feeling the faint sting where claws had torn through his skin earlier. The wounds were already closing, but the memory of pain remained sharp. "I did not come here to change anything," Kai replied. "I only wanted answers." Ming studied him carefully. "Answers have a cost." Before Kai could respond, a sharp vibration rippled through the air. It was not sound, it was instinct. Every werewolf inside the warehouse froze at the same time. A ripple of unease moved through the remaining clan members. Oil, cold iron. Kai's body reacted instantly. His muscles tightened, and the wolf inside him rose with a warning growl that vibrated through his chest. Ming's expression darkened. "They found us," he said quietly. The warehouse doors exploded inward. The blast tore steel from its hinges and sent fragments of metal screaming across the floor. Smoke poured inside, thick and suffocating. Gunfire followed. Silver-tipped rounds tore through the air in controlled bursts. One of the younger clan members dropped immediately, his body convulsing as silver entered his bloodstream. The smell of burning flesh filled the space. Kai moved without thinking, grabbed a fallen steel table and flipped it onto its side, using it as a shield as bullets shattered concrete around him. Through the smoke, figures emerged. They wore dark tactical armor reinforced with plated segments across their shoulders and chest. Their helmets were fitted with glowing visors, scanning and locking targets. Each carried rifles modified with reinforced barrels and engraved symbols along the metal housing. Not ordinary humans. Hunters trained, organized, prepared. Shadowline Ming muttered with quiet hatred. They were supposed to be a myth. One of the armored hunters raised a hand, signaling his squad to spread out. "Engage hostiles. Capture the hybrid alive." Kai felt the words strike deeper than the bullets. Hybrid they knew. Two hunters charged forward, firing in synchronized bursts. The silver rounds punched through steel tables and ricocheted off beams with violent sparks. Kai shifted partially, allowing claws to extend from his fingertips while keeping his mind clear. He darted sideways, using the smoke as cover. A hunter swung his rifle toward Kai's movement. Kai closed the distance before the man could fully adjust. He slammed his forearm into the weapon, forcing it aside as the next round discharged harmlessly into the ceiling. With his other hand, he grabbed the hunter's armored vest and drove him backward into a concrete pillar. The impact cracked the pillar's surface. The hunter reacted quickly, drawing a silver-edged blade from his hip and slashing toward Kai's abdomen. Kai twisted sharply, feeling the blade graze his side. Pain flared hot and sharp, but he ignored it. He caught the hunter's wrist mid-swing and squeezed. The reinforced glove crumpled under pressure as bones snapped beneath it. The hunter gasped in pain. Kai ripped the blade from the man's grip and drove the hilt into his helmet with brutal force, shattering the visor. The man collapsed. Another hunter tackled Kai from behind, wrapping an electrified restraint cable around his torso. Blue current surged through the wire. Kai roared as electricity burned across his skin. His muscles spasmed violently, threatening to lock. He dropped his weight suddenly, slamming his back against the attacker. The force crushed the hunter between Kai and the floor. The current flickered and died. Kai tore the cable free and surged to his feet. Across the warehouse, chaos erupted. Clan warriors shifted fully into wolf form, lunging through smoke and gunfire. Hunters moved with discipline, covering each other's blind spots and firing in controlled patterns that targeted joints and exposed flesh. This was not a random raid. This was research, preparation, strategy. A hunter on the far platform aimed a specialized launcher toward Kai. Ming shouted a warning, but it was too late. The device fired a net composed of braided silver wire. It expanded mid-air, glowing faintly as it descended. Kai tried to leap clear, but the net wrapped around him and tightened instantly. Silver burned into his skin like acid. He dropped to one knee, teeth grinding as smoke rose from his shoulders. The hunter approached cautiously, drawing another device from his belt. "You are coming with us," the man said through his helmet's speaker. Kai's vision blurred from the searing pain. He could feel his strength draining where the silver pressed against him. He forced himself to breathe. Slow. Controlled. He remembered his father's words from years ago, spoken when Kai was still unaware of what he truly was. Strength is not rage. Strength is control. Kai stopped fighting the pain. Instead, he focused inward. He felt the line inside himself. The place where human discipline met wolf instinct. Instead of letting the beast surge wildly, he directed it. His muscles expanded deliberately, not explosively. He twisted his torso with precise torque, forcing tension against one point in the net rather than straining against all of it. The braided silver wires began to stretch. The hunter's visor flickered as his sensors struggled to calculate the shift. Kai let out a deep, controlled roar and drove both fists downward into the warehouse floor. Concrete shattered. The Zockwave disrupted the net's anchoring points. With one final surge, Kai tore through the silver mesh, ripping it apart as fragments snapped. The hunter staggered back in disbelief. Kai lunged forward and grabbed him by the chest plate. "You came for me," Kai said, his voice low and dangerous. The hunter reached for a sidearm. Kai crushed the weapon in his grip before it cleared the holster. Then he threw the man across the warehouse, sending him crashing into two of his own squad members. More hunters poured in from the blown entrance. But something shifted. The element of surprise was gone. The clans regrouped. Leader Han shifted fully into a massive wolf and barreled through a line of hunters like a freight train, scattering them across the floor. Matriarch Lian moved with terrifying speed, disarming attackers with precise, lethal strikes. Elder Zhao did not fight directly. He moved through shadows, appearing behind hunters and disabling them with silent efficiency. Then minutes the tide turned. The remaining hunters began a coordinated retreat, dragging injured comrades with them. Before exiting, one of them activated a small, cylindrical device and hurled it toward the center of the warehouse. Kai recognized the threat instantly. He leaped forward, grabbing the device midair and throwing it back toward the open doors. The explosion detonated outside, sending a shockwave through the street instead of the warehouse interior. Silence fell slowly. Smoke drifted toward the ceiling. The hunters were gone. But the message remained. Kai stood in the center of the destruction, chest rising steadily. Leader Han approached in human form. Blood streaked across his arm. "They knew your scent," Han said heavily. "They tracked you." Matriarch Lian's silver eyes were calculating. "I used hybrid containment equipment. That is not common knowledge." Elder Zhao's gaze narrowed slightly, which means someone told them. The word hung in the air. Betrayal. Kai felt something colder than anger settle inside him. Not fear. Clarity. "They did not come to kill the clans," Kai said quietly. "They came for me." Han did not deny it. Ming stepped beside Kai. "The prophecy spreads beyond our world now," Ming said. "If humans believe it, they will not rest." Kai looked at the shattered doors, at the smoke drifting into the night. "I am done reacting," he said calmly. Han raised an eyebrow. "What are you suggesting?" Kai met his gaze without hesitation. "We find Shadowline before they find us again." The three clan leaders exchanged glances. For the first time, none of them looked at him like an outsider. They looked at him like a weapon. Outside, sirens began to echo in the distance as human authorities approached the industrial district. Time was short. War had just crossed the line between myth and reality, and it had chosen its target. Chen. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.